JaCoby, that interception, can you take us through it?
Oh yeah, so that interception is kind of, I guess, a bittersweet or basically it just speaks how camp goes. So like the reason why I say that, like the story behind it is at the beginning of camp, uh, basically Jalen and them they ran a play action pass and linebacker wise we have to bust out to our coverage. That's just linebacker 1-on-1 play action, play to run, bust out. And as in my situation, I was busting out too wide and it would open up a window. And today, JG made the call, and they basically ran a play action pass, and I basically, I busted out to the landmark my coach has been telling me to bust out for these past 2 weeks, and I get an interception. So, so for that to happen, on a day like this, kind of leading into next week, about to start preseason games and the joint practices, it was kind of a relief, and it was a sign basically the coaches know what they're talking about, so listen to them. So it was pretty cool getting the interception, and it's all coming along.
So how's the transition been going for you? Obviously, seems like a difficult transition from the outside looking in. How have you taken to it?
Oh yeah, that's what I was just kind of talking about on the side. Coming from LSU in the SEC West, is the transition. There's still a transition because you're going pro. You're going from college to pro, but it isn't such a great transition because you're playing with those type of athletes. But you're not seeing Fletcher Koch, BG, DB all on one defensive line either. You're not seeing Lane Johnson, Kelsey. You're not seeing those Sanders, Boston Scott. You're not seeing all those guys on one offense in the SEC. So that's more the adjustment. But as the speed of the game goes forward, that transition, I kind of got it a little quicker than most just because of the school that I went to.
Did you have to do anything, in the off season to kind of physically get ready to play linebacker, get bigger?
Oh, definitely. I mean, just playing in the NFL alone, you have to get your body ready. I'm going from. My senior year, I had 10 games. We went from 10 games to 17 games this year. So, we talked about Coach Shiani did a good job in the team meeting. He does these videos. So basically, he has a point. He makes points, and then he does a thing where he loves his videos. And it was a video of Michael Jordan, how he had to train his body differently from college to pro, because basically he has a longer season. He has an 82 game. I'm sorry, that was Kobe Bryant, not Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant, he had an 82 game season, and then he had the playoffs. And at the beginning of the video, it was Kobe Bryant. His body was tired, and he couldn't last during the playoffs, so he changed his training methods. So that's the same thing that I did this off season, and trained to be a professional, and not only prepare myself for 17 games, but the games that come in postseason.
How about the position switch, though? What did you have to do there? How much did you have to add?
Just study. That studying takes care of everything. Even if I played the same position, you have to study because you're coming into a new defense. Like I said, it's not college. So the best thing that I did for myself was study and become and still be a student of the game. Regardless of the situation, change the position. They can change my position tomorrow. I just have to go back to the chalkboard, write the formations down over and over again until I know them, and write my responsibilities down until I know them, and it becomes second nature on the field, and that's what I did.
JG was talking to us before. He said he's purposefully mixing up the linebacker groups to make sure you're not comfortable, to make sure you get comfortable with everybody. Is that working? Do you have that chemistry? Can you get that chemistry?
Oh, definitely. I'm glad you said that because I was kind of curious. Why we weren't. I didn't have my guy, but but it's working. And like I said, he's a defensive coordinator for a reason. And he always has his reasons for doing that, and it's good because there are some guys that communicate differently. There are some guys that play different, and being a linebacker, you have to play off those guys just as just kind of with everything. Even with the D line and the secondary guys, the guys play different within the scheme of the game, and I think that's why he said that he's doing that so we can learn each other.
What's that appears to have been like in the defensive meetings, and how have you guys sort of developed, gotten used to the NFL life pretty much?
Yeah, Zach, one thing I can say about Zach, all these guys are students of the game. I mean, you don't make all the plays on the ball like that if you don't study and you don't take the game serious. So that's one thing I know, that he's studying the game. He cares about the game, and he cares about being the best cornerback that he can be. And like I said, just adjusting to the NFL. It's not like people say going to college. It's not high school. It's not college. Coming to the NFL, it's a job, and I think that's one thing a lot of rookies and a lot of guys forget, that you haven't arrived once you get drafted. You still have to work. You still have to put in the. You still have to prepare, and then it's a job. So you have to approach it like that, and that's how me, Zach, and I think a lot of the rookies are approaching it. And I think that's what separates our rookie class from a lot.
Have you had to change your body, and how far are you from the 212 pounds you were coming out of college?
Yeah, I think just for me to do that, in a sense of, like you said, kind of gaining the weight and whatnot, that's something that I got with Ted Rath, the strength and conditioning coach, and we talked about it. Basically gaining the weight, staying my weight range, my 15-pound weight range, and keeping my body percent fat down, and doing all that, and making sure that, like he said, at the end of the day, I can play my best JaCoby on Sundays, Monday, whenever days we play, because the NFL plays throughout the week now. That's what we're worried about. We're not worried about, hey, you got to be 235 and that's it. It's, how do you feel here? Do you feel powerful? Do you feel fast? Do you feel explosive here? Okay, well, this is your rate range. So I think that we did a good job with figuring out what that rate range is, and I met that, and I think that I've been able to move and still do some of the things that I was able to do.
What's that range? Would you share it? Or?
My range right now is 215 to 225, so good range.
JaCoby, you said
Last
that
one here, we'll get JJ.
Sirianni likes his videos.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes his, so how he teaches. He gives a point, then he tells a story, and then he gives you like a video, and the video is kind of, they stick with me more because the videos are new. I never met a coach that play a video through team meeting, and I mean he teaches through the videos. You got to ask him about it.
What's an example beyond that?
My favorite one so far is because I want to say it was paying attention to the details and repetition, and I can't think of the guy's name, but basically it was a hot dog eating contest, and the guy, and he was basically talking about how he put the hot dog, the hot dog into the bun, and how he would eat it, and that was pretty funny to me. And I'm sitting on the couch with my girlfriend watching TV, and that comes on, and next thing I know, I'm thinking about what coach said. So it works, if that makes sense.
Did you go out and eat any more hot dogs?
No, I didn't eat any hot dogs.